Hey guys, what's going on? So we're back. We're back from the brink. After 2.5 years, the COVID finally caught up with me. I was out of commission for about a week and a half or so. Um, wasn't any worse than any other cold or flu I've ever had in my life. A little bit of congestion. I just kind of felt tired, run down a little bit. Um, Slight cough. Other than that, that was about it. I tried to stick to my normal routine and just do things like I normally do and just let it run its course, which thankfully it did. So a couple of people had asked me right off the bat. It's one of the first questions you get asked. Well, did you have a vaccine? Did you get your booster? Number one, two, three, four, and this, that, and the other thing. Um, my decision was to not go with any type of vaccine. And again, that was a personal decision that I made um, based on research that I did. I read things that I thought were credible. I listened to people that I think are credible. And I took all the information that I had available and I said, this is my decision. This is what I'm going to do. So, um, you know, I try to stay away from any type of mainstream information because it's just all cookie cutter stuff. I can almost recite, the information that they're gonna put out there. Um, one of the you would think one of the most reliable places to go would be the CDC website. I don't believe that's the case. I was on their website, and they listed, they talked about even from early on about people that had these comorbidities, these other conditions, and if you had some of these conditions, any one or any more of these conditions, that there was a good chance you wouldn't fare too well, could end up hospitalized, severe, symptoms, and this, that, and the other thing. Um, so I thought it was odd. I was on the website from the CDC. And again, you would think that the CDC is the number one place to get like reliable information. So they tell you on there that, first and foremost, people that are overweight or obese um, are at high risk of having, bad outcomes with this. Now, 75% of adults are overweight or obese, right? That's 3 out of every 4 people. They tell you people that are inactive, people that don't exercise, people that smoke and vape, people that use drugs, all types of drugs, illegal drugs, that abuse even prescription drugs, people with rundown, weakened immune systems, um, people with heart condition, people with heart disease, people with liver disease, kidney disease, um, and probably one of the biggest ones is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes isn't a disease. It's 100% caused by lifestyle, as is being overweight and obese, and they're all linked in with all of these other conditions that I mentioned. Now, I'm not saying that 100% of heart disease is caused by lifestyle, but a vast majority of it is. It can all be linked back to that, right? So you would think that from the CDC, they list all these comorbidities and they tell you, hey, if you have any one of these or one or more of these, things don't look good. You really have to watch. So how do they tell you to go about, keeping yourself safe? First and foremost, from the CDC, stay up to date on your vaccines and your boosters, right? They tell you that you should get tested if you have symptoms. You should wear a mask or a respirator. You should call your doctor if you get symptoms. You should quarantine. Uh, you know, Stay away, social distance. Um, and I went through that whole website, and I would think, in my mind, I would say, well, they should be telling people not to do the things that are going to cause these other conditions that they say is going to more than likely worsen your outcome, right? Um, you would think that they first and foremost they would say do everything, anything and everything in your power to help boost your immune system, to keep your immune system running as best as you can, right? I didn't see that on there anywhere. Um, they didn't tell you, to stop treating your stomach like a garbage disposal. Um, they didn't tell you to make sure that you get regular sleep to cut down on stress, and all of these things are going to help boost your immune system and keep you healthy. Um, They don't tell you to cut toxic people out of your life, to lower your stress levels. They don't tell you to do some intermittent fasting or take cold showers, eat whole foods. Just generally, try and get some sunshine, boost your vitamin D, or at least supplement with vitamin D, because that's one of the big ones. People with low vitamin D, and most of us do have low vitamin D levels. They tend not to fare well with this, but they don't mention that anywhere on the CDC website. They just tell you to make sure that you're up to date on your vaccines. So, uh, there were a couple of people that I spoke to, actually friends of mine, who referred to me as an anti-vaxxer. You know, uh, why wouldn't you get a vaccine? What's wrong with you? As if I'm some type of idiot. But like I mentioned earlier, my decision is based on my own research. I certainly didn't take it lightly. I don't, you know, they were talking to me as if I was some type of idiot. And I would argue that the real idiots are people that make decisions for their health and wellness based on what they see on TV, some bubblehead on CNN, even worse, some slimy politician who's pushing an agenda on you and just trying to get you to follow along like some scared sheep. Um, I can't, I can't, I'm more than happy to have a discussion with people either way. I'm interested in it. I do like to hear what other people have to say, their reasons for doing it, their reasons for not doing it. And I don't judge anybody for whatever side of the coin that they're on. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. But I would just hope that most people would make the decisions again based on sound advice and research that they've done, not stuff that's been pushed on them. Um, so I can't sit and listen to people that abuse their bodies every day, that treat their cars better than their own bodies, that willingly throw their health in the toilet every day, and then they're going to preach to me about whether or not I should get a needle in my arm, or worse, 3, 4, 5, 6 needles in my arm. So again, at the end of the day, whatever your decision is, I respect it. And again, I'm more than willing to listen to somebody's opinion about it, have a discussion about it. But I would just hope that any decision that any of you make, that you do your own research, because there's a lot at stake. You don't want to have blind faith, in anything or anybody. Worst case scenario, that's going to get you killed or, seriously fucked up either way. So make sound decisions, think about what you're doing, try and keep yourself healthy, and, hopefully, you know, things will turn out okay. We'll find out in the end, you know what I mean? Because we all have to live and die by our decisions. So we'll see. All right, anyway, so now that that's over, the good part is we got over it. I got to get back to the park. I was chomping at the bit to get a workout in, which I did. Nothing too strenuous. I didn't go weighted or anything. I didn't have the weight vest on. I didn't even have the ankle weights on. I just went with a body weight routine, a pull push squat. I did a 15 down, and I varied everything, each one. So all the pulls I did, on one set, say I did regular pulls. Next set, I did some inverted rows. With the pushes, I switched it up. I did some decline push ups. I did some incline push ups. I threw a couple of sets of diamonds in there. And then I just did some body weight squats, right? So it was a total, I did 15 down on each one of those 3 moves. I didn't time myself. I just kind of went at my own pace. And thankfully, I was no worse for the wear. I actually felt really good when I was done with it. Felt good to knock some ring rust off. So that was it. So hopefully, I'll be talking to you guys more regularly now. Um, I appreciate you guys listening as always. I hope you get some reps in. Keep yourself healthy. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.